market recap for not for Friday actually, for the whole week, right? Because this week just made me understand that consistency in just low hanging fruit is the way. Right? Genuinely, there's no point of catching the whole trade or catching it till the low hanging fruit objective now. Even before it, right? Just size up. You know it's guaranteed to go there at minimum. Might as well just do that, and that's why it's 4 out of 4 for the days that I traded. I didn't trade Monday, so I guess that's how I'm gonna trade now. I'm just gonna look for like genuinely 1 to 2s, even though my normal trades will be like 1 to 5, 1 to 6, or whatever. But sometimes I would get hit at break even. It would still go there. Sometimes it might be crazy wick, whatever, right? Because in the current market, the market is just moving a bit too. Like, it's just not nice. It's not a clean, easiest, low resistance liquidity run in and out, right? Like I remember like the old the old time, let's just say. It'd be I would generally be in a trade 5-10 minutes and I'm out, and it would already hit all the liquidities that I expect, or it's simple as that. For me to get that back, I just realized like, yo, there's almost never, right? I wouldn't say never, but like there's almost never that I enter and it would hit my stop loss straight away. Like at least let's say I would probably have a 90% win rate if I'm just seeking 1 to 2. And to even be like once you do the math, I can just consistently, let's say even 3 out of 4 days that trade, get the 1 to 2. It's so easy, like I can walk you through this day with the amount of possible trades and the ones that I've taken, and even the days before. But I don't got the time for all that. I might just show for today, right? The easiest 1 to 2s that you could get. It's really simple, genuinely simple, and I can see the ones where it'd be like 1 to 6 or whatever, and some had manipulations, some didn't. But like my point is, if you go to the guaranteed, right, rather than stacking break evens, because that's what I kept doing, right? Because I normally just either full. I don't like partials, right? I like just full pull, right? Just take it from this to this, because even the partial it'd be pointless. Like it'd be bet anything, and then maybe 1 or 2 days out of the week, it would be like I'd get my full trade, and I probably had to wait like an hour, 2 hours. It came close. I can't put my stuff at break even because of the volatility. Blah blah blah. Doing the math, just stack up the accounts and just copy trade them on the easiest logical trades, because I got genuine infinite amount of entry models that unless I did it wrong, it would hit that 1 to 2, and then it could do whatever after that, you know. So let's get into it. Let's get into this week. I'm gonna just go quick. What I had on the chart, as you can see, normally you'd see like so much stuff on my chart. This is exactly what I had on my chart when I traded today. I actually woke up and opened the chart at 9:35. Right? There will be no trade for me unless two specific models before 9:30, and I knew today was gonna be neither. So that's why I got so late. I had other things to do. But other than that, it's 9:40. And by the way, them two other models, they're the only ones that I would be looking. Actually, there's 4 different ones. I'll be looking for more than 1 to 2 because the TP of them ones are guaranteed. The others are just entry models to where I think it should go. Okay, get that out of the way. So, what did I think coming today? Right. Well, if you're looking at, let's start with the daily actually. Right? Let's start with the daily. Yesterday we closed outside this mini CB, right? Like if we were gonna be truly bearish, I would not look for any closure outside this mini CB. Right? I would liked us to wick into it and then go down if we were gonna be bearish. But since we didn't do that, I know it's gonna be a bullish Friday since we basically the start of the week manipulated. We'd have Tuesday low of the week and it would be just an expansion week up. Okay. So that's my thoughts. So I'm bullish, but I could be bearish. Like it doesn't really matter. In terms of liquidity, um, let's just look at it this way in regular trading hours, so it makes more sense. Well, okay, right. We have our PM low. We have stack close on Thursday as well, AM, right? So the AM high, I mean AM lows. We got the PM, and then we're also we did take London out. We did take London and Asia. So because of the reason that we're taking it out, I see this as London has done the manipulation and we're gonna go higher. While we're gonna go higher, I even eyeballed this. I'm pretty sure that's what we hit because if I'm looking at us to go higher, I'm looking at the rejection block. I just remember that. I just remembered where the price was. I didn't draw. That's what we should have went down from. Yeah, exactly. You see that? Rejection block. Let me put it as blue so I don't know what I'm talking about. So we went to the rejection block. I'm expecting a reaction, right? We're not gonna deliver. If today was gonna deliver to all-time highs, which I didn't expect, but it was possible. Right? Where's all-time highs? Why? Why do I not expect us to deliver to all-time highs? It's Friday, and we've taken previous weekly low. Right? We normally have an objective for the week, either previous weekly low, previous weekly high. Sometimes it's rare that we do both, but it needs to depend on other stuff. So I just know we're just most likely not gonna get there. One more thing, let me just have this marked as well. Right, so let's just have the CE of that wick. So these are two important levels. On the 4 hour, I can't lie, I haven't really looked at anything on the 4 hour. What I seen basically on London that we went above this mini CB here, so I knew the next place if I'm looking for any shorts is the rejection. Again, why am I looking for shorts? Well, after taking all this, we've taken buy side, right? And at 9:30, we made these relative equal lows, right? Like, let's say we're not gonna go down. I'd expect this wick to be more, or maybe even head lower, right? Get the initial sell side. But because we didn't do that, I know they're just trying to catch the people that thinking this is going to all-time high. So that's why the bias is short, right? I'm short. What am I looking for? I'm looking realistically at this low. And if we could get a bit, if we're feeling it, this low, right? But I don't think so. So if I don't think so, and this is my target, then in my trade, I was like, okay, let me find the low hanging fruit, right? So this is the low hanging fruit, right? But what's lower than that? This low, right? Like what is this trade? You know what I'm saying? If you watch any of my videos, you'd see me take the whole weight. But for this week, I didn't. And it's been basically the best week because there's no loss or no break evens. That's what was pissing me off. It's just the break evens really. I don't really get that much of these break evens, small loss or whatever, because of some crazy thing, and then you would go back into my direction. Anyway, once we broke the structure, I knew, right, and all the trades will be on limit. I always do limit. I know what price should go to before going to TP. I get my entry right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Well, TP done. Let's say I'm done for the day. That's my 1 to 2. Easy. Simple. Was it gonna go to here? Most likely. But could it do some BS, right? This 10 use kind of candle. When we had many news, it shouldn't really matter that much. It could have easily, I'm telling you, they could have easily wicked it up there. They could have wicked me at break even. They could have, whatever, right? So that's easy, done. That's simple as for this day. Another trade that I seen later was this, right? Because below this, we should not come back up here. So that was in low risk entry, basically, to get back to the highs. Okay, that's one other trade. But also, what would I get? I'd literally be I wanted to from here to this high. Coming back to the first presented fair value gap once we don't have a launch model making these relative equal highs. I had an entry limit here on my paper account, so which is for for it and getting to the highs. If you look where we stop at is the daily midpoint of the wick. I actually didn't even see that until I just drawn it today. So if I'm seeing that, once we get below here, yes, we've done that. This now becomes the order block, right? Like us going up into it, any entry, I would because I can't see anything. I'm looking at the wick, this wick, right? So that would be my entry right there. If price got up to it, I would probably have a limit right there, 1 to 2. Realistically, I wouldn't want to do this. I'd actually put it at the low here, because it's just impossible to not get there. So a bit flexible, but again, I would have to take something at the 1 to 2. You know, you see how many trades you could find. Like it's just infinite. When you're looking at it in terms of 1 to 2s, it's just genuinely infinite amount of trades. If you just wait long enough, you'll find it. So that's Friday. Let's just do Thursday real quick. I feel like I didn't really explain much for this day, but it's self-explanatory. Like you see, this is how my chart looked. You don't need much for 1 to 2s. You don't have to calculate the whole day. Thursday, same thing, right? We had stack sell side, right? We had this low, and ES basically had even more relative equal lows. So this low with ES was more relatively equal, and we, right? Why do I say this day like this? Let me just show you in higher time. But this day I only used the 15 minutes. I didn't even look at the daily, because if you just seen the 15 minutes, what did we have? Buy side, buy side, buy side. We rated it 3 times, and on the 4th time, we done this, right? So taking buy side, changing against the market structure, the value gap. You see where I'm going. This is just the 2022 model. It had to carry on, right? If the 2022 model had to carry on, which means we'd come up and we'd have to come down, just take this low. Then I'm just looking at this at 2022 model. And if you're looking at the 5 minute, 1 minute, whatever, it's the same gap, right? It's the same one, right? So I knew this would be sending us down to take these lows, especially the way that we didn't take them. If we taken these lows earlier here, we kept stacking them. If we're taking them, I was not gonna take this bearish trade. I would have probably waited for us to do something or get over this or something. Anyway, the trade. I wait for this to confirm the 2022 model. Right, as you can see, before I would probably have a limit order and just enter down. Don't typically do that no more, because I'd rather wait for the higher time frame confirmation, because he could easily just said no, just went over and that's it. I just lost my one shot for the day. Just more precise. Once we got below here, I wanted to short this right there on the bottom of the fair value gap, which lines up with this inversion basically. However, once we got all the way here, this candle could have easily went up here and stopped, but I knew it's most likely gonna go up there, but it looked too far, right? So I had my safe entry here just in case it doesn't tag it. It does tag it in a quick wick and then goes down. 1 to 2 was that took it a bit more, because the lows were just so easy. Like when he's guaranteed, it's not like gonna be 1 to 2, right? So this was like 1 to 3, but it's the same concept, right? Just the lowest hanging fruit objective. Because if I was looking for more, I would probably target this low, right? It wouldn't make sense. But if it was truly bearish, then I would have got my shit cooked. So yeah. So, or I'd have probably closed when I just realized right here when it's just too far, and I would have probably got the same or even worse exit. So, simple, right? Wednesday. See, with most of these, you don't even need to go on the high time frame. It's just like small time frames, little. You can, if I go on this Thursday price action, there's probably like six. There's probably like 10 trades that are that easy. Okay. This day, Wednesday. Well, Wednesday was interesting because we set up so much low resistance liquidity run. It was very possible that we could have opened and dumped on Wednesday, but we didn't. See, if we on 9:30 see this big candle, if 9:30 did exactly that rather than going up, then yeah, we would have gone all the way down. But we were just holding here. There was a 15-minute civvy, right? So I'm still bearish, right? Like we still need to take some sort of liquidity, right? And for us today, it was this low, right? So this low. So for this day, same thing, right? Taking this little mini inversion on the limit, and the 1 to 2, I believe, was here below this low. So this mini gap, right? It could have stopped us. This could have stopped us right here. Go to CE and could have went higher if we didn't want to take the low. You see how all these trades are 3 to 4 minutes. Maybe like there's no 10 minutes max. And Tuesday, where's Tuesday? Tuesday, same thing. I'm expecting lower prices. Why? Look at these relative equal lows with previous daily low, right? And we go all the way up to a 15-minute CB, right? The last one. And we didn't want to go higher. We're closing at midpoint. So what does that mean? We're going to go lower. Once we truly went lower, right? And no price has to go to my entry right here. Taking my entry, right? A little bit of heat one more time. And I've taken it to the lows, which is more than a 1 to 2. So like just 1 to 2, 1 to 2.5, 1 to 3. Basically the lowest hanging fruit objective, right? And that, 1 second, we did take the low. Why was I bearish? It was this low. It was our monthly low, right? We had to get that. I mean, our weekly low. We had to get that weekly low. But you see, I took it out at the low. I can't remember where I took it out because this was Tuesday. Now we're pushing it too far. But again, same concept. 1 to 2, easy trade. I basically can guarantee that I'm gonna get it. It's gonna go there. If like let's say we don't even think you were gonna take this low, and I'm pretty sure that should be a 1 to 2. So entry here, stop loss, midpoint of that wick. And does it say 1 to 2? How do I do this? Right there. You see, it like from entry. This one took the longest, but same thing. Like not too much heat. And then after that, I guess it's a 1 to the 2.5, right? Just simple, easy bread and butter trades. You know, do that on multiple accounts, and you're just chilling. There's no point to like get the big trades. Honestly, there's just no point. Right? This market is generally garbage, so there's just no point. Just go for the easy trades that you can see. Um, with the facts, right? With the knowledge that you got, you probably could see like 7, 8, 9 of them right a day, and just take one of them. Win or loss, get off. Right? I guarantee you, you do that for a month or two, you'd never see how like genuinely easy it is to trade. Then bigger the size because you'll know that with 1 to 2 is genuinely so hard to lose, right? And if you know your shit, it's genuinely so hard to lose. So you're gonna see that you could put just bigger sizes. Like let's say if I take the show and it would be like thingy and like my normal would be 1.5k, I would genuinely risk like 750. Why not? And then get the 1.5k on it, easy bread and butter. It's all I know is because, bro, I'm telling you, it's so hard for me to put a limit and then go straight to my stop loss. Like I don't even remember the last time that happened. It's so rare. It is so rare. Like 9 out of 10 trades, and that's just me like humbling that thing. Would never go to that stop loss before the 1 to 2 ever, right? Ever. So I guess that's what I'm gonna be doing. Just stack up like so many accounts with it. So yeah, we're gonna lock in. Anyway, that's the market recap. Getting probably the most important one in terms of like what to do because it just makes it so much easier thinking about it this way and just letting time do it rather than this week a bit up, this week a bit down. No, you know, one break even, whatever. Because like my weeks would go either like a big win and another big win, and break even, I'll probably have lost here and there. Even after that, it went way in my direction. Oh, it went way and then got a break even. Now I have to find another entry because it was like a stop out, blah blah blah. It just kills all of it. Kills the revenge trading, kills the over trading, kills like trying to chase price. He just kills all the psychological stuff if you're going for the easiest thing, right? If you're new, fair enough, then this just don't wouldn't make sense because you wouldn't find these 10 1 to 2s, I mean 2 to 1 or whatever, right? In the day. But if you've already been doing this, trust me, this is the way, right? Did this, multiple accounts, living life. That's Marky Rocky. Recap, peace out.